Hello, everybody. Hello and welcome. This is going to be a very quick live stream. And I say it's a very quick live stream because you guys know when it comes to politics, I often avoid talking about politics because I don't even want to delve into it. And I'm sure you all know that politics in Nigeria is a very, very um, dangerous thing to do. I'm sure you guys know that. Even while I was growing up, I always knew that politics is not even something I want to dabble into at all. So I just saw this news on Linda Ikeji, and then I saw it on Sahara Reporters. And why I actually jumped on this news was because I was aware of his arrest when he was arrested. Was it early this year or sometimes last year? I'm sure he's been arrested a few times in Finland actually. So I was pretty much like all these, like, you know what, when you get, if you're a Nigerian in diaspora and you get arrested, for you to be arrested, they will have gathered enough evidence to nail you. Okay, they will have gathered enough evidence to nail you. They just don't arrest you without evidence. Even if at times, if there's no evidence against you, they will still, they will still have something that would ensure that their arrest is not illegal. And I'm sure we pretty much can say the same for Nigeria. Guys, I think I'm going to turn off my camera. My lighting is my lighting is getting into my eyes. So let me see if I can remove my camera. Um, I don't even know how to remove my camera, but anyway, maybe I'll just I can't even remember how I turned on my camera the last time. Anyway, let's continue. So, like I said, it pays not to commit crime, right? Hello, Abby. I wasn't even expecting that you'd be here because I know you probably maybe still sleeping. How are you? How are you? How's the new week? And happy new month, guys. I even forgot to share that with you guys. Happy 1st of September. So, like I said, I was aware of him being arrested. I saw that news and I was more or less like, I know it's kind of like in a way fighting for something similar to what's his name, Nnamdi Kanu. And really, to be honest, Nnamdi Kanu's case is a long, long thing. Is I think is it really is kind of like pretty much fighting for the same things. And IPOB is the IPOB thingy with Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu. So I think they are fighting for. I know you go to bed late, Abby. So this time will probably be your morning time. So I think it was pretty much doing the same thing as Kanu Namdi. They are fighting for Biafra or something like that. So I remember vividly when he was arrested, I saw that news and I was just like, obviously for him to have been arrested, at least he was arrested in Finland, right? You know that for them to have arrested him in Finland, they wouldn't have arrested him. You remember, Abby? Okay, great. They wouldn't have arrested him without it, except without them having something on him. And same thing goes for any African or any person or any criminal at all that is being tried in court in diaspora. They will have been keeping their eyes on you. And as soon as they get something that will get them that letter to go get you arrested, or more, the way they will sweep in on you, they will sweep in really, really quick. And is it right that they arrest him? Well, I'm going to be reading some of the articles I found with you guys, and we'll dissect it as we go. One thing in this country and other country that I know of is that, hello OJ, how are you? Is that you have every right to protest what you want. You have every right to go on the street. In fact, if you tell them that you want to protest, they will give you police to guide you to make sure that you are fine. Look at the protest that's been going on in the UK about asylum seekers. The UK government want to turn some hotels that have been abandoned, they want to turn them into hostels for asylum seekers. And the people in that city are saying, lie, how can you be turning this big hotel in this our city? How can you be putting asylum seekers from Syria, from all of this, how can you be putting them there? See all of these protests. If I found some articles, I'll share them with you. See all of these protests still. Police officers were there guiding the people that are protesting on the streets and also guiding the building because the people in those cities went to where that hotel is and were standing in front of the hotel. Meanwhile, that hotel, some other asylum seekers are already there living. So, one, you have every right to protest. You have every right to say, we don't want this law. We don't want this law. But the only way where you be committing criminal offense if you are doing illegal activities underneath the fact that you are protesting. So let's say, for example, one has to be careful. Like you are allowed, like you are allowed, same thing whereby at times when protests happen in Nigeria, I'm always mad at Nigerian government that come, being able to protest is our fundamental human rights. If people are now carrying pie, if people are now breaking into people's shop, that is when those protesters are committing a crime. Then Olopa for here will not shake pow. No, they will either use water, tear gas, or something to disperse everybody, say make them separate them, make them go, right? That's how they do in diaspora. I don't think I've ever, since I've been in the UK, I don't think I've ever heard of any protest where the police are using pow at people directly. I have never heard it. If any of you watching me or are going to watch this later on, let me know if you have ever heard of such. Maybe before, when war was still going on, maybe before my generation was coming to diaspora. But since I've been in the UK, I don't think I've ever heard of any protest where Olopa had to start using pow for people because they were protesting. No, in most cases they will get lots of police. They will start using their baton to make sure that maybe they chase people away, and anybody that they can arrest, they will arrest them, right? So let's go to this man's story. So like I said, he's been arresting. Mabi said there's a thing with protest. One had to be careful. Absolutely, I agree with you. OJ said I think he was arrested sometime. Yes, I think he's been arrested a few times. He was let off, but I think the last final arrest was sometimes late last year. Abi said there's a thin line between protest and inciting violence. Absolutely. Abi also said, I mean, the UK doesn't. Exactly, they don't. Because they know that it's not something that should be carried within people that, that thing is deadly. And the country that actually, those countries that are actually allowing their lockpass to be carrying it, I wouldn't want to live in such country. Example, US. My husband went to the US. He was there for a month and a half. He said there was no way he was going to ever live there. That all of his friends, they were going about with pow in their pockets. And he was just like, can you guys not go out without something in your waist? He said he was even terrified of the fact that even his own friends, they had these things. He said there was no way he was going to, at some point, he was having chats with me like, oh, should we consider the US? I'm like, me, US, you are going to go and remain there on your. So I don't think I'll be able to live in a society where something is being allowed. Yes, you have documentation to say you're allowed to carry, but I just don't see the need for it. Anyway, I'm going to share my screen with you. Like I said, I found that news on Sarah Reporter. Let me share my screen with you so we can read the article together. Because like I said, I really avoid, I don't like talking politics because politics terrifies me. I must be honest, and I'm sure you guys know that because I think I've said it a few times on my channel that politics terrifies me. I've heard of how, we all know, I don't even need to say how heard. I'm sure you and I know how desperate or how dangerous it could be to be in politics in Nigeria. So anyway, so this is my screen here, and this news is from Sarah Reporters, and it was posted, I believe, this morning. I don't know what time, but it was posted today. So it says here that pro-Biafra agitator Simon Ekpa gets 6 years sentence in Finland for terrorism. So let me just quickly do a quick intro on Simon in case of those people who do not know him. I quickly did a quick search on him in his activity. So it says here that obviously Simon Ekpa was born on the 21st of March 1985 in Ebonyi State, which is in southern eastern of Nigeria. And he was an athletic actually in Finland. It says that he earned a silver medal in 100 meters for Nigeria at the 2003 African Junior Athletics Champion in Cameroon. I never knew that. Oh, okay. So a knee injury altered his sporting career, after which he relocated to Lahti in Finland in 2007. So Ekpa integrated into Finland, learned Finnish, acquired Finnish citizenship, and completed his military service with the Heim Regiment in 2013. He also became active in local governance, joining politics in 2012, running in the 2017 municipal elections, and later standing in the 2022 county elections under the National Coalition Party. So he says additionally that he served as chairman of Igbo Union in Finland between 2015 and 2019. So I'm just giving you guys a short biography on him for those of you who don't know him. So in terms of legal claims, Ekpa marketed himself as having an LLM from Aberystwyth University and experience as a legal advisor. Finnish checks found no record of such a degree. Lobaton, no degree. But he claims he has. So he does not appear to hold any recognized legal qualifications in Finland. Okay, so he rose in Biafran society. So he's an activist and Biafran separatism. Okay, it says here that it became a prominent Biafran independence movement around 2019, gaining attention via social media and reports. It claimed Nigerian soldiers had been fired by Boko Haram, blah, 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 and all of that. So it's pretty much started this Biafran thing since 2019. And it says here that in terms of detainment and legal proceedings, it was arrested. The initial investigation started in 2023. Finnish police, together with Nigerian authorities, investigated Ekpa for suspected illegal fundraising tied to his separatist activities. It was detained briefly and released. I guess that was the first time I heard about him. And then it was arrested and charged in November of 2024, which was last year. So it was arrested on 21st of November last year. The Finnish National Bureau of Investigation arrested 5 suspects connected to separatist violence, one of whom was identified as a Nigerian Finnish man, as a Finnish Nigerian man born in 1980s, widely referred to be Ekpa. So it's Ekpa. Hello, Sister Bedebe, how are you? So I'm just giving you guys a little background about Simon Ekpa for those of you who don't know him, okay? So so the NBI formally detained Ekpa suspecting public incitement to commit crimes with terrorist intent and possible participation in a terrorist organization. The activity was alleged to have occurred between August of 2021 and November 2024, and his assets were then frozen. Yes, I'm sure I read that in an article as well. So it was given a formal charge in May of this year. So on the 16th of May 2025, it was officially charged with public incitement to commit crimes with terrorist intent and participating in a terrorist group. Like I said, so you see how they've been looking at him. You see how they've been suspecting him, but then they did not have something tangible to hold him. So apparently they work with the Nigerian government to be able to get him arrested. So the trial began on the 30th of May of this year. So there was a hearing on the 30th of May with prosecutors demanding a 6-year prison sentence. The charges included terrorism and aggravated tax fraud. Ekpa pleaded not guilty to the terrorism accusation but admitted to a minor tax infraction. So yes, it was jailed recently at the Pijat Aim District Court. They convicted Ekpa of participating in a terrorist organization and publicly inciting terrorist crimes. He found that he had supported armed groups, supplied them with pow, and encouraged followers via social media. All actions carried out from Lati. He carried out all of these supports from a while he was in Finland. So he has people on the ground in Nigeria that were going about doing all those dirty works for him. Tell me which politician in Nigeria is not even doing that. They will know, they will come out and smile at us, but they have boy that is doing all of their underside job for them. So Simon was also convicted of aggravated tax fraud. The court imposed a 6-year prison sentence. So that's pretty much that in regards to Simon's story so far, for those of you who don't know. So now the news here, according to Sahara Reporter, it says here that the district court in Finland sentenced him to 6 years in prison on terrorism charge. So the BBC reported it actually. Let me find that news. So, okay, let's read from BBC News. So BBC News, this is BBC News, Pidgin English. I don't want to read Pidgin English or more. I'm going to read Pidgin English. Anyway, so it says, according to the court decision, Ekpa was found guilty of inciting terrorism in Nigeria. One thing I want to let you guys know is the fact that look at how quick they arrested him, even though they already have their evidences against him. That's one thing about living in a society where the justice system works. Look at since how many years they've been dragging Nnamdi Kanu. And look at the time that they arrested him in Finland. Look at the time at which they sat his case and they got it done. Look at the case of Kanu. Do you guys know how many times I've seen reports of how many times Kanu has gone to court? How many times he has changed lawyers all in Nigeria? And that is the kind of Nigeria we want, is the one that they have evidence against you, they investigate, they arrest you, and let them speed through the court case. Let them know so that you can know your fate. So that's one thing that, like I said, we should always pray to be in a society where there's a functional justice system. In Nigeria, I don't believe we have functional justice system. And this is one of the reasons why I decided to come talk about this story. That I know it was arrested in November last year. And prior to November, they've been gathering all of their evidences against him, even though they did not arrest him. And then they charged him formally in May of this year. And I would have imagined that he would have been locked up since November last year. Then May, So look at the case. The case only took them 3 months. May, June, July, August. The case only took them 3 months and they found him guilty. Look at the case of Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu. Do you know how many years he's been going back and forth in prison? Do you know how many multiple lawyers he has changed? Do you know? And this case that Simon that found himself in prison, none of his money would go into paying lawyer fees because the government in Finland will give him lawyer, government-funded lawyer. But in Nigeria, I don't know who is funding Kanu Nnamdi's lawyer fees. I don't know. So it's a good thing, and I'm using this opportunity to advocate for whoever wants to jackpot. Please do it. Okay? Do it. If you know you want to jackpot, if you have the money, do it in a legal way. And if you want to remain in Nigeria, keep safe. Okay? Keep safe and don't let Nigeria happen to you. So it continues that it was also said to have promoted independence of Biafran region through illegal means between 2021. See, it's not even an offense to even promote independence of Biafra. But for the fact that he went about it with illegal means, because it went about that region, about that independence through illegal means. If he had been doing it like, properly, what, protests, going to the street, this is what we want, this is what we want, it wouldn't have been an offense. It wouldn't have been a crime. But because of the fact that it went through that process through illegal means, supplying pow to people. It continued. Other accusations included aggravated tax fraud and violations of the Lawyers Act. In May, Sarah reported that the trial of Simon Ekpa over alleged terrorism commenced in Finland. He was accused of participating in a terrorist organization and publicly inciting crimes for terrorists. There's somebody now who did something similar like this when about Iyabo Ojo a few weeks ago. If you say now I do you day, therefore don't gun you down. Say that in diaspora. Say that, was in diaspora, that is inciting people, either known or unknown, either directly or indirectly, that anywhere they see Iyabo Ojo, they should go and do that to her. That is inciting crime. And I'm sure you guys watching me will agree with me. That is inciting crimes. And as I mean, you did for so, therefore don't gun you down. Those boys for don't gun you down. That is inciting crimes. That is inciting crimes. Hence why I did, obviously, I think I did a video where I reacted. I do what that is him. And it's not far off from what the governor of Edo State did Monday, Ekpa, saying that he cannot guarantee the safety of Peter Obi. That is a sitting governor inciting crime as well. I cannot guarantee your safety. If anything happens to you while you are in Edo, make you take him. That is you indirectly saying to whoever is out there to go and do whatever, because you're already saying that. Abio, somebody, I don't mention name. The first one I said, I don't mention name. Abi, I don't mention name. That's why I said that, you know what, that is a threat. So you don't know. So many people could have something, so many people could have grievances with people that we don't even know that they have grievances against. But you coming out to the public and saying that, I cannot guarantee Peter Obi, anytime you are coming to my town, anytime you are coming to my state, you must let me know, because I cannot guarantee your safety or your protection if you do not tell me. Because if anything now happens to you, make you take your eyes, carry waiting happen to you. That is you putting the contract out there for whoever it is that want to take Peter Obi out, allegedly. That is a sitting governor that incited crime. And like I said, there's somebody that I mentioned earlier on, that was inciting crimes. It might not be for terrorism, but that is you inciting that something should be done or could have been done to Iyabo Ojo or to Peter Obi. I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. And like I said, me, I will come here if you do good, I will come here and say, I will appreciate, I will give you your flowers. Hello, Mark Gold. Guys, I don't know more about politics, so in case you ask me any question, I will not be able to answer. But yeah, I'll put your comment there in case anybody who knows about this can, put something. So Mark Gold said, Biafrans will never ever give up, no matter what, whatever that means. So the article continued that it will be recalled that Finnish police investigated the case in collaboration with Nigerian authorities. Ekpa appeared before the Paijat-Heim District Court. According to prosecutors, he has been actively involved in a separatist movement seeking independence for southern eastern Nigeria under the name Biafra. And I'm sure a lot of people, maybe I should not even say this word, but I'll just say a lot of people actually believe in the motion of Biafra. Yeah, it's a move. And they are not saying that, you're not entitled to your move, but don't use it to cover crimes you are committing underneath. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say here. Don't use it to cover a crime, because to the world is doing Biafra, 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 but underneath is supplying GUN, is supplying all of these things allegedly, which were evidences they gathered against him. You know, so they allege that the activity conducted online and coordinated from Finland may constitute terrorism under Finnish law. That's why that all of these things that in our favorite they do for Nigeria now, they're not born and well, make it do them for diaspora. They're not born and well. They're not born and well. You know fit. You know fit. Even putting your mouth on top matter when no concern you, or matter where they caught, you can't sit down, form your own judge from your one bedroom. They're not born you well. Even in this case of Simon Ekpa that was investigated, how many times did you hear somebody say, that thing that Finnish police are saying about Ekpa is not true? Oh yeah, my followers, go do this. How many people have you seen to come and say something? How many news have you seen that said that, oh, the way Finnish police handled that case about Simon Ekpa, they shouldn't have done that? How many content creators have you seen shining their light to say, the way Finnish police are doing this? How many have you seen? But only in Nigeria will you see everybody turn to judge and lawyers. Stephen, what name do I mention and what have I said about it? I'm only reading from an article, so open your brain, okay, and give yourself, respect yourself. If I mention the name, waiting won't happen. I'm reading from an article here. Who said it is not a legitimate movement? And looking from your name, Uba, you are a Nigerian Igbo. It is you that is talking nonsense. You are mad. You are mad. Okay? You are mad for telling me that I'm talking nonsense. Go and say that to your father. So just like I was saying, how many news or even content creators from Finland have you seen here saying, oh, the way they did that investigation was not good? It's the way they all go and be investigating people because you think you know better than the courts. It just doesn't make sense. But only in Nigeria will you see everybody turn judge and judges over case, even when a case is still active in court. So the article continues that, according to prosecutors, they allege that the activity conducted online and coordinated from Finland may constitute terrorism under Finnish law. Prosecutors demanded a 6-year prison sentence for Ekpa. In court, we have a great deal of evidence regarding this individual's online activity. And yet, wherever you find yourself, be very, very conscious of your internet imprint. Be very, very careful. Even when you are searching stuff on your Google, be very, very careful. For the fact that you type whatever it is you are typing into Google and you press enter, that log will be recorded. Your IP is everywhere. God forbid you commit a crime today and they want to investigate your internet surfing activity. They will find it. Every keystroke you strike on your keyboard, it will be traced. It will be traced. So do we blame America now that telling anybody who wants to come to the US that your social media handle must be public if you're applying to come there, because they want to be able to see whatever shenanigans you've been committing on social media? They want to see what you've been up to. Maybe you are the type. Exactly, Abby, they are here. They want to see the kind of person you are. They want to see what contribution you could possibly be bringing into that. They are trying to sieve out the dirty. They're trying to separate the shaft from the wheat. They will keep the wheat and then they will discard of the shaft. That's what they're trying to do. So I guess those of you who are watching, if you like, listen. If you like, don't listen. Be very, very conscious of your digital imprints. Includes your text messages, your Google, your searches on social media, whatever engine you're using to search. If you like, go and throw away that laptop. Just don't enter and just don't commit any crime, because if you do, all of these things, they will find it. They will find it. Okay. So we consider that they also consider at the pre-airing, Ekpa's lawyer Carl Gumeros raised concerns about the reliability of information coming from Nigeria. See, they still even doubted how reliable the information that is coming from Nigeria is, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them. I don't blame them, because we know how our country Nigeria is. Emmanuel said, not in opposition. I'm not opposing the movement. Oh. That was why I said from the beginning that even in the UK, you are allowed your protest. You are allowed to voice what you want. But using that protest and then you are allegedly supplying some criminal activities underneath, if they find you, you are in trouble. Everybody has the right to put out what they desire. Like I said here, that if you go out to protest, and I cited an example of how British people are saying they don't want asylum seekers in their city because the UK government said they are going to turn some hotels into hostels for asylum seekers. People are, I will share, like I said, before I round up this news, I will share those news with you, those news articles with you. People have been, they've been protesting for the past 2 weeks now with placards saying they don't want asylum seekers. They don't want asylum seekers. That people in the UK are homeless. Veterans are sleeping under bridges. You don't want to come and put asylum seekers in luxury posh hotels. Like, they allow that, but then when you now start doing that and you're now committing crimes underneath against the people that are being put there, that is when it becomes a problem that the police will now investigate. So, yeah, I hope I made that clear. So they continued, obviously, like I said, they even doubted the information coming out of Nigeria. And they continued in this article. Earlier in May, Sahara reporters reported that Finland's National Prosecution Authority charged Nigerian-Biafra agitator Simon Ekpa with inciting terrorism online. The prosecution authority in a statement accused Ekpa, who is also a Finnish citizen, of, in quote, public incitement to commit crimes with terrorist intent and participation in the activities of a terrorist group, according to AFP. The prosecutor said Ekpa, a self-acclaimed prime minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile, committed the offense in Laiti, a city in southern Finland, between 2021 and 2024. I'm sure they have their evidences, because like I said, this is not this country where this case has been investigated, no be Nigeria. Like I said, they've been on his case since when? They've been on his case since, I think, 2000 and something. It's not as if maybe they suddenly woke up one morning and arrested him. AFP reported that while Finnish authorities did not name the individual in the official statement, a Finnish public broadcaster YLE confirmed the suspect as Ekpa, a dual Finnish-Nigerian national who has drawn international attention for his outspoken campaign. And yes, I've seen a few of the campaign that Simon was doing, but obviously because it's not something that I gravitate to. I don't gravitate towards politics at all. I just did not know, but I've been seeing news about him everywhere. Okay. Who has drawn international attention for his blah blah blah. So Ekpa was arrested and detained by the Finnish police in November 2024. According to the prosecution authority, he has remained in custody and denied all charges. The prosecution alleges that Ekpa's online activities incited acts of violence in Nigeria under the guise of pro-Biafran agitation. The charges stemmed from his prominent role in a faction of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, a separatist group proscribed as a, well, they said Buhari described or asserted that IPOB na terrorist organization. That was Buhari, according to this article. It says here that a separatist group proscribed as a terrorist organization in 2017 by the former President Muhammadu Buhari led Nigerian government. IPOB has long pushed for the secession of the Igbo-dominated southern eastern region of Nigeria, which was the center of a brutal civil war from 1967 to 1970, resulting in over 1 million deaths. Finnish authorities also investigated potential financial support for Ekpa's activities. See, I would have loved to know who are the ones behind that financial support. What was this one? What was this person writing here? Chukwudi said, our dear PM, God will set you free. The judgment must be revisited. Well, like I said, it was not conducted in Nigeria. So I would imagine that if he has the grounds to appeal it, good luck to him. But like I said, I'm quite happy that this case was not heard in Nigeria as compared to Kanu Nnamdi. Like I said, just like I started that, you know what, this was a case that was dealt with instantly, not the one of no. Like I said, since how many years now have they been trying to sort this Kanu Nnamdi's case? How many years? You know, how many years? For me, I don't have any belief in Nigerian justice system. I don't have any trust in it. Like I said, it's been like, how many years have they been dealing with Kanu Nnamdi's case? But in the case of Simon Ekpa, because is out of Nigeria, his case was duly dealt with. It was investigated. They went to court. It's not a matter of being in court for 100 years. You know, it's not a matter of being in court for 20 years. This case did not lead to him changing lawyers 100 times. So it just goes to show the benefit of whatever society we find ourselves. Like I said, you don't want to commit, you don't want to have a court case in Nigeria because now only God will help you. That's mainly the purpose of this, that there was no delay in his case, and they did not lock him for 20 years because they want to investigate him. No, they ensured that they had everything they needed to investigate his case, and when they had the chance to arrest him with enough evidence, they went for it, and they did not delay in in arresting and carrying the case on. Gospel say, hello, Gospel, how are you? From Odumegu Ojuku Raf Unwa Zuruke. Like, I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing these names well. From Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa, the struggle for Biafra remains a long way off. Igbos, who is the next Moses? The problem of the Igbos is the Igbos. Like I said, I don't know. Abi, Orishirishi. I'm not like Abi said, I'm not Nigerian, I'm a Biafran born in Biafran. Well, so let's continue saying that following his arrest in 2024, police requested the detention of 4 individuals suspected of financing his operations. However, the prosecution authority confirmed that the charges against those individuals have been dropped due to, see, if that for Nigeria this case happened, those people, they will not leave them. They will not leave them. Now, let me find that article of people protesting in UK for asylum seeker. I'm just typing up to find that article. Okay, I'm trying to look for the latest one. So I found it. I will share my screen with you, but let me share another article again I saw on Instagram with you. So that's pretty much about that story there. Okay, now let me share my Instagram page with you. Like I said, what I'm actually reacting on the news as people are taking it on social media. So I found the news again. So this is on Linda Ikeji's page, and Linda Ikeji obviously wrote about the news saying that Simon has been sentenced to 6 years in prison, blah blah blah. Pretty much same thing that I've read to you guys in that article from Sahara Reporters. And I really want us to go into the comment section. So this person here said, the Oga of sit at home, he can now properly sit in the jail. And I remember that there's a lot of sitting at home in that area of Nigeria. Like, I know all this because I am very constant on I'm very constant on Harrison Guameshu's page, and I see all of the things that Harrison Guameshu checks. How we often say to people that or listen to the warning you've been given, stay at home, don't be on the street when you should be at home. Like, Harrison Guameshu is always like, respect the curfew. If the curfew starts at so, make sure you are staying home and stuff like that. So I was able to see a few of those there. Let me see the comments. I think I saw a comment from somebody. Oyamiri, remain Oyamiri. Now you sabi waiting you write for there. Make you just pick the one where I understand, okay? Omo Yoruba ni me, and I am not ashamed, okay? So if you're going to drop comments, please drop comments because I can read and understand English so that I will be able to reply you perfectly, all right? Well, if you know what is going on more than I do, kudos to you. I am not dragging it. I'll be waiting be my hole now. Nigeria, your country paid Finland. Go and drag Finland government now. Do I look like Finland government? Or does my channel look like Finland government? If you know well, congratulations and good luck to you. All right? Benin Descent said he was using his people for content creation. Wow, okay. Nora Babe said, I'm not Nigerian, I'm a Biafran. All right, okay. You are allowed to be whoever you want to be. No arguments and no hard feelings. Okay? I'm not here to tell you why are you this or why are you that. I mean, there's been several times when I talk about things happening in Nigeria, and people are like, oh, that government has to, the government has to divide. There's Nigeria Ronu, and I'm like, which one is, there's something Yoruba Ronu. I'm like, which one is Yoruba Ronu again? Like, come. I'm not interested in all of that. I know my tribe. I can never deny my tribe. But when it comes to some things I don't understand, Omo, you will not find me. You will not find me in it, okay? Abby said, Nora, hope you have Biafran passport, and when you go abroad or live abroad, you don't exactly. Because if you're still looking to use Nigerian passport as a Biafran to travel abroad, then you're really not ready yet. Gospel is replying, Abby, saying, I'm Abby to you, Abby, who call themselves Biafran. We have not seen anything good happen to them. It is better to call yourself a child. I'm a child. I am blind. I'm a child of God. When he come, I am a child of God. I be God Pekin. Henceforth. Who sang that song, self? Who sang that song? She used to be a very, very young, she used to be a very, very small girl when she sang that song. Is it Benita Okoji? Yeah, that's her name. I am glad I'm a child of God. Yes, I be God picking. So as I did here, I'm a child of God. So if I say anything, now God picking the talk. Okay. Bini said, right guys, let's keep the chat clean and respectful, please. Okay. I wouldn't want us to disrespect anybody. We are just, for me, the purpose of doing this is to say that how I wish we have a functional justice system in Nigeria. Right? An example of a non-functional justice system that happened was the case of Senator Natasha, Senator Akpabio, and Senator Redcap. All of those shenanigans. Look at how they went to court. Judge said that what Akpabio did by suspending a sitting senator must not be done. Did they allow Senator Natasha back? No. So, like I said, we don't have a functional justice system in Nigeria. So the main purpose of this live stream is to identify or to let you guys know that it would be better if our government, our country has a functional justice system, that a case could be heard and you wouldn't have to lock up somebody for years. And prisoners are look at how the man looks fresh. Tell me or show me a picture of a criminal in Nigeria. 6 months. Show me. Let's compare the pictures. Look at how fresh he's looking. This might not be a recent picture of him, but trust me, there would not be any iota of suffering on him because it will be properly looked after even while in jail. It will still be able to receive medical help. If anything happens to him, it will still be able to, have his normal time. Maybe I don't know how they put them in whatever. I've never been to jail before, and I will never be in jail in Jesus' name. I don't know what the condition of prison are, but it will still be able to have his time out, to do his exercise, to watch TV, to even play tennis. I mean, we've seen some movies, and I would imagine that those are the things. I've seen some documentaries about UK prison, and I would imagine that would be the same. Nobody say the one will be say they go arrest you for even as a lot they arrested for Nigeria. A lot don't they give you woto as then they arrest you, but here it's not going to happen. And I would imagine that even when he was arrested, they dare not even put their hands on him because at the end of the day, all up way they put their hands on him, go answer case. So it was where it's been well looked after, So that's pretty much what I'm here for, to say that this is what even person if a police is arresting somebody in Nigeria, before person where they want to arrest, even say Jack, a lot don't they give them boto mole, which is wrong. Okay. Nora Babe said, Simon Ekpa will love you and we the people. Well, no doubt about that. You are allowed to, like I said, you are allowed to be whoever you want to allow. You are allowed to support whoever you want to support. But the issue here was the fact that they investigated him and they found out that he was carrying out some illegal activities underneath what he was coming out as. So, no be me talk now that article we will just read together and court have evidence. So, those of you that are coming at me earlier on, please don't come at me, okay? Don't come at me. Okoroa first said, Biafra is our hope. Okay, is our last hope. Okay, Emmanuel said, neither violence nor agitation comments are excusable, but act of defiance could be ascribed as feeling of not being heard. All right. Barnes, I hope that's how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing it well. People don't understand. Biafra died with Ojukwu. The Igbos better wake up and stop themselves from being used like zombies by other Igbos. Nora Babe said, terrorist government of Nigeria. No be me talkamo, na Nora Babe talkamo. Shivo said, this is freedom fighting. No retreat, no surrender. We all know Europeans don't want Africa to be free. I imagine that's what you intend to write there. He said that this is freedom fighting. No retreat, no surrender. We all know Europeans don't want Africa to be free. Well, you allowed your opinion. Abby said, will they just arrest him for no reason? It's not possible. And if that is the case, trust me, the kind of conversation that will come afterward. But like I said, they've been investigating him, and then it's just like I read with you earlier on that they work with the Nigerian police in order to be able to gather all of these evidences against him. So, and this is somebody, like he's been in Finland for that long, and he was still, keeping up to date with incident or issues happening in Nigeria. Like, he studied there. He See, if I enter politics for UK, I will come out on, like, obviously that's pretty much what Kemi Badenoch is doing in the UK right now. Kemi Badenoch is using Nigerians to climb ladder to gain the hearts of British people. It will see nobody would have come for Kemi Badenoch if she had not, or if she has not, and if she's not using Nigeria as a step stool to what she's trying to achieve. Yes, you don't want to be Nigerian anymore, no wahala. But don't come and be saying, when I was in Nigeria, that was how police stole my brother's wristwatch. There's no need for that. When I was in Nigeria, armed robbers came. They say my parents sent me to Federal Government Girls College. Federal Government Girls College, me then, I was begging my parents to send me to. I was begging my parents to send me to that school, FGGC Shagamu. I had a friend who went there, and every time her dad goes to visit, I was always, at that drive. So I would go with them during any holiday, and she's going back. I would go with her, and her dad would drive me back. I so much wanted to go to that school. Now that same school, Kemi Badenoch went, and she slammed that school like that. What do I know? What do I know? So, like I said, let's read the comments on this Instagram post. So, people are saying the Oga of sit at home, he can now properly sit in jail. Okay, people are laughing, and somebody here said he's not the one enforcing sit at home. So who is enforcing sitting at home? So this person keeps saying thou IPOB, though IPOB is against his actions because he was never a member. Guys, are you hearing that? Those of you that are IPOB in the comment section, they said he was not a member. So they said, this person said, though IPOB is against his actions because it was never a member, but the sit at home was because of Kano arrest, not Ekpa. Right? Those of you that are aware with this story, let us know in the comment section. And this person said, Olorun, especially for my state, this man sit at home day pressure. Okay. Somebody is asking again in the comment saying that, please, what did this man do? Can someone enlighten me, please? And yes, there's a lot of explanation in the comment section. Let's see if that will load. And then somebody also said that this is what they should have done to Nnamdi Kanu, but they choose to hold him forever without a sentence. That's wrong. Sentence him, or exactly. That's why I said that, you know what, at least Simon is up in Simon's own case. His case is better because justice system in the country where he was tried is very, very swift as compared to Nnamdi that is in Nigeria. You guys know for how many years now they've been going back and forth with Nnamdi's case. And then somebody has said, this is just the first case, Finland versus Simon. The second case will be Nigeria versus Simon. Simon has lost his freedom forever because after 6 years, they will ship him to Nigeria. I don't think they will ship him to Nigeria. I don't think so. Finland can't give justice to the crimes down in Nigeria. This judgment call is for inciting violence on another country while in Finland. Exactly. So for those of you who came at me earlier on, it was because he was inciting those things while he was in another country. If you do your country, go there inside whatever you want to do, but it can't be in another man's country and you are inciting whatever he was doing against another country while you are somewhere else. So this person, beautifully put it together. This judgment call is for inciting violence on another country while in Finland and as a Finland citizen. All the people who died and all the children who were, put through weren't presented in this case. Okay. Somebody also said 6 years is actually a piece of cake, and Finland prison is like going on all day to Miami Beach. See, not be the one way, not be like Nigerian prison. Obviously, I think somebody is referring to this person said Peter, and I think I know the Peter the person is referring to. So yeah, people are like there's mixed feelings in the comment section. So let's read this one. It says here that he has been pushing the Biafra agenda from outside Nigeria, and many of his broadcasts have influenced violent activities back home. It is called, you guys can see the terror. Agitation is not a crime, but when it turns violent and leads to violence and destruction, it crosses the line. This case should make others rethink the strategy of pushing separatism through violence. Exactly, especially IPOB. Nigeria too should learn from this, strengthen its cyber laws and engage diplomatically so people don't use foreign soil to destabilize the country. So that's that's people's obviously people's reaction to that news. Let me refresh my page and see if there's anything else. Let me save that story because I would love to come and do Tatafo on Red or Mockery. Let me save that story there. Let me save that story. So I'm trying to see if there's anything else about. So there's another news here. That was Simon there in his military outfits. It's probably the story is probably being shared over the internet now. The story is being shared there. So that's pretty much that I'm sharing with you guys. And then let me share my screen before I go. I'm leaving soon. I don't intend to be here for I just want to be here for about 45 minutes. So let me read your comments. Bani said the Igbos like blaming others. They blame Buhari, Obasanjo, Yorubas, Hausa, Fulani, etc. The Igbos never have any shortcomings. It's always others' fault. Okay. Shevo said, is it coincidence that after his arrest, Nigeria gave Finland power project in Lagos? It is going to be appealed. Well, no problem. Katy Perry, you tell me what your problem is. Katy Perry, if you for better make you come with your real name now, you tell me what your freaking problem is. Nora said, Nigerian government will pay for all the evil they did to Biafra. Okay, we are all going to be alive to see everything, okay? Emmanuel said, doing the right thing in the wrong manner will definitely paint the wrong picture of you. Okay. Okoro Afo, I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name well. Since 1914 to 2014, 100 years. So the contract has expired according to the amalgamation. Okay. Anyway, I just want to quickly share this. Emmanuel said, even they are agitating for your legitimate right. The moment a drop of blood is shed, sorry, the narrative's dynamics is against you. Abby is replying, Kate there. So let me share this article I was going to share with you guys about, obviously, when it comes to protesting, that, things happen in the UK as well. Like I mentioned earlier on that, you're allowed, it says here that, just like according to BBC News, asylum hotel protesters made by counter demonstrators across UK. Like this protest has been going on for about 2 weeks now. So there are some people who are for, yes, let them stay. And you can see on the right, the picture of the people on this side, you can see the poster they are carrying, send them back. So the people who are carrying this poster are saying they don't want asylum seekers. And the other people on this side are saying they are here to stay. The asylum seekers are here to stay. Olokpasi demarcates those two people. It's just like, let's say, for example, half of Nigerian, let's say APC and PDP are fighting now. No matter how they are protest, now Olokpa will still come separate them, just like it's happening in this picture that you are seeing. You can see it's still the police in between. When it now becomes violent, when they now start breaking people's property, that is when Olokpa will start arresting. And yet they still will not carry their pow. No, they will not do that. But when Nigerian, we saw what happened at Lekki, what's it called? Lekki Toll Gate, or what's it called? We saw what happened there. They told us that nobody was spied. And then 2 or 3 years after, soldiers are giving us the result of their investigation, saying that they spent so amount of million naira for mass burial. And I was like, but Shebi not tell us say nobody spied during EndSARS. So who are the people who will not put for mass grave? Who were the people who not put for mass grave? If you said that nobody was spied during EndSARS, so who were the people in the mass grave? So may God help Nigeria. Like I said, protest, you're allowed to protest. You're allowed to put out your what you wish, what you want. But when it now comes to the fact that something criminal is undergoing and they have their evidences, they will try you. They will try you. They will investigate you, try you, and if you are found, you face the court of law. Abby said, why are you people always quick to fight? I don't understand though. Okorafor said, since the country has been together, their common agendas is unity. But my question here is there anything like unity in Nigeria? If you want to ask me now, based on, not because maybe I sabi Biafra or because I sabi IPOB, it's not because I sabi, but if you genuinely want that answer for me, judging by the current state of Nigeria, in terms of the last election, in terms of what is happening right now, there is no unity in Nigeria. I think that's easy. That's if you ask any child age 5 in Nigeria, I believe that child will give you the same response that I've just given you. Guys, I'm rounding up in 2 minutes. Bani said the Biafra agitation has claimed more Igbo lives than the supposed enemies. Lawrence said Simon has achieved his call. Biafra separation from Nigeria is imminent from the current prophet from Umwezu. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing the name well. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing the word well. Anyway, like I said, I guess the main reason why I actually brought this case is the fact that you can't be sitting in diaspora and you are inciting violence or you are inciting people somewhere to go carry out something done for you, it's wrong. That's one of the reasons why Simon has been jailed. And also, another thing I would have loved to be able to, for me to be able, the one thing I would love to be able to see in Nigeria is that swift and fair justice system. You charge person to court, don't let their case stay in court for 20 years. Just get it done. Maybe you have evidence against them. That was why you arrested them and charged them to court, Abi. So why is the case taking 20 years? Example of that is Kanu Namdu's case. And also, when we're talking about functional justice system, we've heard cases of divorce case alone, even divorce case alone, taking 15 years for a divorce case. Like, like I said, I'm sure each and every one of you watching me right here have one lesson or the other to learn, to take away from here. Like I said, be very, very careful about your digital imprints, what you put on social media. Be very, very careful. Stay out of crime. Me, I don't believe in the life of crime. Okay, if you stay out of crime, you'll just be fine. Stay out of crime. Wherever you find yourself in the world, stay out of crime. Crime do not pay. It will not even give you peace of mind, especially if you have a family of your own. It does not pay, and you cannot be in a country where justice and where everything works for you, and then you are inciting that something else happened in a country where you believe that they are not listening to what you want. So yeah, and like I said, I just thought I would bring this news here that is the fact that the case was speedy, and yes, you can protest, you can let the government know how you feel, you can let them know what kind of movement you want to do, but as soon as they find anything criminally incriminating with your movements, you'll be investigated. And once they find evidences against you, you'll be jailed. NASA said nothing, 6 years is nothing compared to what this guy Simon did. He is in Finland enjoying good life, but inciting violence and hardship against his people. Oh, that was why I said that, main reason why he was jailed was the fact that, he was inciting all of these things. And it's just like me being in the UK, and then I am asking Nigerians to go and commit some sort of crime. If I get caught, if they find out that that's what I'm doing, I could be in trouble. It's like me sitting here and say, oh yeah, go and break this. Oh yeah, go to so place and go and do this. Oh yeah, I would, it's wrong. It's wrong. Yes, you're not there, but you forget that one day that place that you are sending people to go and do dirty work for you, you'll be going back there at some point. You'll be going back there, even if you think that your life is made in where you are. They said no place like home. No place like home. Anyway, with that being said, guys, let me go. I just want to be here for about 45 minutes, but it's almost 50 minutes. Like I said, do whatever you want to do it the legal way. Stop inciting, fight crime, stop inciting, because at the end of the day, all these people now hunger, and because in a bad government, they do things for people at times. People say, go and do this for me. If the government were to be a functional government, if the government were to be working for its people, the thing we are going through in Nigeria right now, it's not going to be, it would be a better Nigeria, but aiding and abetting, exactly. Thank you, Emmanuel. It's just it's not the right way. Barney said, the worst issue that is tormenting Igbos and Nigerians is that of illiteracy, ignorance, and static culture. No worries, guys. Let me go, right? If you're new to my channel, do not hesitate to subscribe, like, share, and, if you're watching this video back, do not hesitate to leave your thought and opinion. Like I said, I'm not here to come and bash anybody's journey. I have not come out here to bash IPOB. I have not come out here to bash Yorubas or Igbos or Hausas or whatever tribe. That is not the purpose of this video. It's just so obviously I like the fact that, Finland has a functional justice system, and they were able to get this case sorted in less than a year. And if you compare it to Kanu Namdu's case, Namdu is still going back and forth in courts. I don't even think there's going to be I don't think there's going to be a end to that case, but what do we know? Maybe tomorrow God will intervene, or maybe tomorrow Nigeria will change. Okay. This person said, we are in USBG government, Finland government making a very big. Anyway, guys, see you later. Bye.